Laboratory Longball is back. You are here on Hotgates Gaming for another Guild Ball match report. You are, of course, here with your Hotgates Gaming host, James, bringing you another Guild Ball match report with my good friend from the GBHL podcast and colleague,
Jamie.
GBHL Jamie. You've got letters in front of your name.
Yeah, and also
Didn't get from the Queen though.
Steamforged News, Jamie.
Steamforged News Jamie, exactly. That's what most of these guys will know him from.
Yeah.
You're kind of like a mini celebrity.
Yeah, branching out in the world.
Branching out. Now, me and Jamie are great friends and we love the game. And I hope you guys loved the last time we got together for a match report where we did the Masons versus the Butchers. Of course, this is Laboratory Longball, so we are back with the Alchemists. So a little bit different this time.
Yep, and I've got my Brewers.
You've got your Brewers. Now, you have just come from a weekend where you were playing with the Brewers. How did you get on?
I didn't do too well.
Oh,
I missed 2 shots with, 5 dice and 4 dice to win a game, and got just flint bombed. He scored three goals in 3 activations.
They're tricksy, those Masons. So it should be a really interesting matchup. Jamie is a great player and very, very good with his Brewers. So let's see how the Alchemists, remember I'm still quite new with these, so don't beat on me. Let's see how the Alchemists do. We're going to get down, we're going to show you those teams right now. Here we go, it's our Laboratory Longball home team. We, of course, here in front of us have Midas and his Alchemists. So we do have King Midas there. He's, of course, the captain. Remember, Smoke is going to be out very soon. It'll be interesting to see how that affects Alchemist players and the meta out there. Midas, of course, very, very greedy with his influence, but he can do a hell of a lot for his team. Beside him, we have Flask, of course, the mascot, beautifully painted. To the right of him, we have the 2 main support characters, I would say. We have got Calculus, of course, armed with her blind and her poisonous fumes and all that kind of wonderful stuff. And then Mercury on the other side of the scale. He, of course, is lobbing around his flames and playing that game. Pretty good footballer as well, actually, for kit, which is alright. But then on the other side, even better footballer, in my opinion, we've got Vitriol. Vitriol, always whacking up 4 influence on her whenever you can. Not quite the shank that I was hoping that she was. Of course, she's doing immense damage, lots of push dodges in there to get momentum, but she can do a great job. And of course, over on that side, protecting them all, it's the big boy, it's the goalkeeper. We have Compound. That is the home team. Let's see the visiting team right away. It's the opposing away team. In front of us we have the Bruising Brewers. That's what they are. They're very good at bruising things up. Take a bit of a bashing themselves. Not sure they're going to get that versus the Alchemists. But let's talk through them. Of course, we have the captain there. In the middle right, we have got Tapper. Very good player. Can delete players at will. He's got a fantastic heroic called Old Jakes, where he can dish out some extra influence to some players. Very, very good. We also, to the left of him, we have the support for him, really, which is Hooper. Hooper also can dish it out, can take it as well. They're good at taking it. Lots of tough hide around here, isn't there? And in the middle we have the mascot Scum. Behind there, a little bit more of a footballing player perhaps. We have Spigot. He's a football legend, pretty good at that side of things. And then a character that I've never played against before with Mash over on the right hand side. Bit of a slower ball control kind of striker from what I understand. Then over on the far left, someone that we never see, Jamie's, of course, bringing him for lols, but has got some good use out of him in the past. He's smiling. Of course, we have Stoker. Gets a little bit of abuse on the forums and the like, but it'll be interesting to see how he plays in this game. We're going to get things kicked off. First things first, we need to roll to see who is going to kick and who is going to receive. So we both roll. I'm going to roll my pundit dice here, and I get a 2. You get a 4. You're going to kick or receive?
I'll receive.
You're going to receive the ball. So the ball receiving team is going to be the Brewers, which means that I'm going to get my side of things set up now. And here are our two teams upon setup. Let's have a little look at the Alchemists, who obviously had to deploy themselves first. We have Calculus over on this centre right position here, with Midas in the middle of the ball, doing his ball hogging thing that he can do. And of course here we have Mercury over on that left flank. We have Vitriol, and slightly behind there we of course have the covering keeper Compound with Flask over on his left hand side. So we zoom back out and we're going to have a little look down here at the Brewers. So over on this left hand side, the Captain Tapper, supported by Scum the Cat, and then we have Stoker. Stoker can put up a surprising amount of damage. Just been asking about him because I've not seen him before, so it should be interesting to see him in action. And then in the middle we have the footballer Spigot, followed by Mash, and then over on the right hand side another big 2-inch melee model, Hooper. There we go. So that is our pitch at the start. Let's get this game kicked off. And Midas is going to move out to kick the ball up. So of course, all pre-measured in this game. We like to do things a little bit beforehand. He's just going to move up 5 inches right to the centre there, and he's going to kick the ball just beyond the halfway line. So Midas has a kick of 3 and 8, but he doesn't want it to go too far. So rolling my pundit dice here, is it a successful kick? It is just. Okay, so it's going to go in the direction of 2, and it's going to go 1 inch. 3 inches, and I think I will take that. So there we go, the ball's just going to move to there. Gibbon will kindly move it over. I'm going to go to allocation of influence. And it's our Brewers line, so let's see how they have allocated their influence. We have the Captain Tapper there, he has 3, Stoker has 3, Spigot has 2, Mash has 2, and Hooper has 2 there. The ball has of course bounced out to this area here. Midas, of course, the greedy Midas, king of gold that he is, he's got 7 on him, and over on this side we've got 1 on Calculus, 2 on Mercury, only 3 on Vitriol, but nothing on the guys at the back. So we are going to go into turn 1 activation for the Brewers. And the player to start things off for the Brewers, it's going to be the footballer Spigot, and he's going to move up and he's going to retreat back his run and collect the ball. So he's going to move up and come back. But before he does that,
first of all, to stay in range of Stoker, you're going to tool him up, so it can't cost 1. Then effectively moving forwards 2, well, after moving forwards and backwards, collecting the ball from here, going back, and then passing it to Mash.
So he's got to pass it to Mash now. He's a football legend, so he's got a kick of 4.
So he's 3-6 base up to 4-6 or 4-7, I should say.
And he nails it there with the 6.
Only
just done. So successful kick, and of course Mr. Giblin is going to generate himself some momentum. So that is the Brewers' turn 1 activation. Let's go over to the Alchemists. So Mercury's going to go up first, and he's just going to do a little bit of board control here, just trying to limit a little bit of the movement of the Brewers. So he's actually just going to be walking up, so we get him there, of course all pre-measured, into that position there, and he's just going to be lobbing for his 2 influence, his flaming ball of fire right into that position there, and that will end his activation. So it's back over to the Brewers.
Okay, so Hooper's going next. He's spending 1 of his influence to sprint to this point here. And then his second point to put Tough Skin onto Spigot to give him +1 armour in case Midas thinks of coming in and trying to beat him.
Which he really wants to do.
He's now 3 and armour 2.
Not bad at all. So it's going to go back over to the Alchemists. And next up is the big guy Compound, and he's just going to be moving forward into his nice little protective arc there. And that ends Alchemist's activation. Next up is the big guy Mash, and what's he going to be doing?
So walk 4 to here. He's going to put a super shot on for 1 influence. He's within the football legend, so he's going to pass the ball to the cat.
Woohoo!
So he goes up to kick 4-8, and then football legend takes it up to 5-9.
So here we go. What does he get?
He is successful.
That's a nice successful kick there.
2 points of momentum.
2 points of momentum. The ball is now with the cat. That is the Brewers team at the moment on their side of the pitch. It's going to go back over to Midas and his Alchemists. And next up at the Alchemist, it's going to be Flask. And Flask is just going to be moving up to this predetermined area here and popping smoke on himself to provide cover for Vitriol, which hands it back over to the Brewers.
Okay, so activating Tapper next, he's going to use a point of momentum to use his Heroic Plate Old Jakes to dish out 2 influence to friendly guild models within 4 inches, which 1 is going to go to Stoker here, and 1 is going to go to the cat. Then he's going to spend a point of influence to sprint 7 inches, which this is 6, so just not quite to the end of the template back there. And then with his other 2, he's got nothing left to do really, so he's going to put up Commanding Aura for cost of 2. And that is Tapper's activation over.
Oh, making things interesting, rushing up the middle, saying, come on, let's have it. I'm not sure I want it. It's back to the Alchemists. So it's the time for Calculus, and Calculus doesn't need to spend it, but she's just going to spend that to run, and she's just going to be moving herself over into this Dominion over here. So it's back over to the Brewers. It's our table as we go over to the Brewers, and who have we got, Mr. Giblin?
Next up we've got Stoker. He's going to spend 1 to sprint. It's his mighty 6 inches up to here.
It's fast.
To get, we just drop back a little bit, so I'm just bang within 6 of minus.
Yep.
And we'll spend these 3 to use Flame Jet. So 3 dice. Your defense 5.
Defense 5 at the moment. Yep. 5s.
Oh, we get him.
And he gets him.
So that's 3 damage, which goes up to 4 for tooled up.
Yep.
And the burning condition.
Ooh, so Midas is now burning. Dibby-doo-doo. Here we go. So it is going to be the turn of Midas. Midas. What will he do? Let's have a little look. So he is just going to be charged up. Remember, he's -2 because of burning, but he is charging to do this, and he's going to make sure he's an inch away there in order to do this. He stays burning. Now, Jamie is going to counter-attack, which is quite worrying. So that has cost me 2. And we're going to get his dice together for his attack and charge now. Midas is, of course, attack 10 now with that charge. So he needs 3s here, but there are 2 armour. So a good roll. That doesn't look great. Okay, so let's take those away first, and then 2 here. That leaves me with 4, which I think is enough to do what I need to do, which is going to be a Momentous Clone. A Momentous Clone. So we're going to do that Momentous Clone now. Of course, we do need to see whether Stoker's counter-attack hits. So, let's see now. He needs 5s.
Yeah, we get 1.
You get 1.
So it triggers Clone.
It triggers Clone there. Clone is going to be triggered. I ignore the attack, and I can also make a 2-inch dodge if I should wish, which I might do now. Midas is going to use that just to move himself into this position here, staying next to Stoker. Has he got any kind of thing where he like sets me on fire for being an inch?
No. He's got a heroic which would do that, but no.
Our momentum now. So that is the first charge and attack. We'll come back with the next one. So Midas is going to attack again. He spends a point of influence to do that. And he's going to roll here, needing 3s and 2. And all hit, -2 for the armour. He gets 4 results. We'll look at his card now. And he's going to do a Momentous Push Dodge, taking us to 2 there. And Stoker's just going to be pushed back an inch. And Midas is just going to follow him, going in nice and close there. So he's now going to spend another point.
Make sure he stays out of 2 for you.
Yes, of course.
He's fine.
Thank you very much. Very important considerations. So he is now going to attack again. Now another result like that would be very nice. So let's roll, see what we get. And
2 miss.
so this time 2 miss. It is enough to do the Momentous Push Dodge, which we will do again now. And once again Midas will do that push dodge, and he is of course pushing Stoker back just this way, getting him away from the team. He's going to move up, staying out of 2 inches of course of Mash and Tapper. So we are going to spend another 1, and we're going to be hitting again. So let's see, what can we get here? We need, alright rolls, that's pretty good. Okay, and then -2, which gives us 3 hits. And we are going to do another Momentous Push Dodge. So here we go. So he's going to do that Momentous Push Dodge, takes me up to 4 momentum, just pushing Stoker just back behind Tapper there, which is perfect, and then making sure he stays out of 2 inches of both Mash and of Tapper. Midas is just going to move into that position, very kindly being done by Mr. Giblin. Give me a chance to do my next attack, so I'm going to spend my next one, which I've only got 1 left after this, to do it again. Nice. It's a good
Really roll off the table then.
Okay, so he's going to spend his next one, do the same.
Choke.
Nope. So, and then 2 off. And he's going to do another Momentous Push Dodge, where he is just going to spin himself again, sort of staying out of the 2 inches. He's going to sort of move to there. Still wants to keep his inch. That's right. That's absolutely perfect. And then he's going to spend his final one. That took me up to 5, didn't it? So he's going to spend his next one to do exactly the same. Good roll. So 2 come off, and then another 2 come off. Final Momentous Push Dodge, and he is going to move this way. That way would be perfect. Takes me up to 6 momentum. I'm going to spend 1 immediately to remove the burning condition. And there we go. So that was King Midas in action. You got to see him do his fun and games, which means that next up we have the cat, and we'll come back with that movement. It's time for Scum, and he's going to be doing 2-inch shadow like, followed by a big sprint, 8-inch sprint there with the ball. Looking rather handy with the ball there, getting it away from Midas. Obviously very conscious of what's going to be maybe happening next turn, which means I've only got 1 left to go, and that of course is going to be the Butyl Vitriol. Next up is Alchemists Vitriol, and recognising that of course Scum has unpredictable movement, Midas isn't going to be able to deal with that, but he does need to go first next turn, otherwise he is in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. She needs to come over and she needs to deal with this. She really does. So she is of course starting from cover because of Flask, and she's just going to be running her 8 inches over here. 11 inches, sorry, not 8 inches. Don't know where that came from. And she's going to get herself into that position, staying out of course of the range of Tapper. That is our table. That's how it's looking at the moment. There is nothing left to move. And there are no conditions to sort out because of course Midas cleared his. So I will be getting first go. So we're going to set up for influence for that now. That is turn 1 of this laboratory long ball all done. Let's go on to turn 2. Our gill ball pitch going into turn 2. As you can see, loads over there on definitely king of first turn activation here. He needs that 7 there. Hopefully generate a bunch of momentum and get himself out of dodge. He is not getting the cat. He's not getting a cat, not with unpredictable movement. I also put 4 on Vitriol, that might be her job, and a couple over there on Mercury, but not much elsewhere. That's what Midas does to a team, very greedy. In the meantime, quite nicely spread actually amongst the Brewers. We've got 1 on Scum, we've got 4 on a captain there, 3 on Mr. Firebrand man himself. We've also got 1 there on Spigot, and 2 on Hoopar. So that is our pitch. Let's go into Midas's activation. And Midas is going to be starting things off, and he's just going to take his free walk. This is all pre-measured, remember, and he's going to be moving up into this position, avoiding the melees of those guys either side. Nice little gap there for him, and he's going to spend his first one to hit against this character, which of course Spigot. Okay, now Spigot is 3s and 2.
3s and 1 now.
Oh, 3s and 1 because he doesn't have tough skin on him. This is wonderful news. Let's hope. Yes, it is. Okay, so that's 5 hits, which goes down to 4. And with that, I am going to first of all do a momentous clone. So I'm going to get a point of momentum. I'm going to do my clone to protect myself. Okay, I'm going to spend my next point. I'm up to 1 momentum. I'm going to spend my next point to do exactly the same again. And let's see what we get here. So that's not as good. So we actually get 2 there. And we're going to do a momentous heavy burden. And we're going to do that momentous heavy burden on your captain, Tapper. So he's now going to be -4 move and -2 to the dice pool on your character plays. So that takes me up to 2 points of momentum, which is pretty good. I'm going to spend my next one, and we're going to go again. And now it's push dodge time. So here we go. So we miss with 2. 1 comes off for armour, and we're going to do a momentous push dodge, which I'll work out the logistics of right now. And Jamie is very kindly going to move Midas, going back that inch. That's right, he's going back, and he's just going to pull Spigot there with him, which leaves us for the next attack here. So we're up to 3 momentum at the moment. Good job. So let's see what we can get this time. That's a terrible roll. I can't do a momentous heavy burden, so I can't take that result, so I'm going to have to do 1 damage. So I'm going to do 1 damage to him there, and I don't gain a point of momentum. That's a terrible roll. So I'm going to spend my next one here. Let's see what we can get. It's not great either, but I am going to do the 2, which is going to be that momentous push dodge. So I'm going to go up to 4, and again going in that same kind of direction. That's the one, going up as far as you possibly can. I'm going to spend the next one to do the same. Okay, so here we go. What can we get? So that's 4, which goes down to 3, and that is going to be that momentous push dodge. So this time I'm just going to move myself.
Still the 1 remaining.
Yeah, just move me, but keep me in. Yeah, all right. Move me and move you up towards me.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
But yeah.
That'll be fine there. And we're gonna. So I got opponent momentum for that. So I'm up to 5. I'm gonna do this next one. Oh, and I need one more. Here we go. So what do we get? So that time 2. So it's another momentous push dodge. I'm going to spend that point of momentum to heal myself.
Yep.
So it'll be back up to 4 boxes. There we go there. And we'll work out that final push dodge before it goes back over to Team Brewers. And he's just going to do his final push dodge, which he is going to move himself out just that 1 inch to there, trying to keep himself blocked off by Hooper. So there we go. It really is back to the Brewers. Look at this. It's Scum. Scum must go next, really.
Yeah, to stop the ball going to the Alchemists.
Yep. So what are you going to do with it?
A 2-inch shot leg and a sprint to this point here, so 10 inches total. And then we're going to release the ball 1 inch away. So there. And then Mash will snap it.
So Mash is snapping the ball there. So Mash now has the ball. Much more difficult to get the ball off Mash, which throws back things to the Alchemists. So next up with the Alchemist, it's actually going to be Calculus, and she is going to stay exactly where she is. He's tricksy, this Mr. Giblin.
Yeah, actually I can release it from here. I'm going to release the ball.
Yep.
Snap it to Hooper. And then Mash is going to walk to about...
Mash just walks up to there. So there we go, you can start to see perhaps a plan developing in the great Giblin's mind. He's back to the Team Alchemists. Here's our pitch, and I don't know if you can tell by that big burning marker, but that is what Mercury is going to do next. So he is just going to put a big flaming template there, just to try and screen his beloved captain, which does throw things back over to the Brewers, who are brewing a plan. Brewing a plan, pretty good one that, Giblin. You chuckled. You don't normally chuckle at my jokes, but here we go. So of course, you are heavy burdened, but you do still have a basic move here. Well, sprints.
Sprints of 3 inches.
Sprints of 3 inches, which is well far.
Very slow.
So he's just moving himself up towards the centre circle there.
Yep.
And he's going to spend an additional...
1 to try to heavy burden and trigger clone. So 5+ to cast it.
So heavy burden to trigger clone.
Nope.
Nope.
And then I'm just going to put up a commanding aura.
The commanding aura is going to go up. With all of that's wonderful benefits, which gives things back over to the Alchemists. Yeah, I really want to see what's going on here. So Flask is just going to stay exactly where he is.
Pop smoke.
And pop smoke. Maybe even just pop smoke, so maybe he's a little bit over Mercury. We'll see, we'll see.
Okay, so for me, Spigot's just going to walk over to here. About there, yeah. Spend this 1 to tool up Stoker.
So it's all on Stoker down there. Things go back to the Alchemists. So yeah, looking at it, and could be tempting to go and do something with Vitriol and think, oh, well, what's going on here? But you know, I mean, I know Jamie's clever, he's an evil genius and all that kind of thing, but I'm not too worried. I could eat those words, but at this point, I am just going to move Compound exactly where he is there and throw things back over to the Brewers. Let's see what's going on. And at this point, Hooper, he's going to move up. Just 4 to there, and he is then going to
attempt to pass the ball to Stoker, which could open up Vitriol.
It could. Let's have a little look here. So, does it get to him?
Yes.
It certainly does.
Spend that.
You can spend that to
make a 4-inch dodge with Stoker, so you will take fire for entering, probably.
There we go. So he's going to go to there.
And with his last point of influence, I'm going to tough skin him.
And you're going to tough skin Stoker there. Wonderful.
Everything in the world on Stoker.
Very interesting. So with that, it's going to go back over to the Alchemists, and I think there's only one Alchemist to go. It's Vitriol. So Vitriol, she's going to pop smoke on herself, and then she is going to run over to this position over here, staying out of the way next turn potentially of Tapper. And that is it. I don't think she can do anything.
She'll put a clone for this turn.
She'll put a clone for this turn.
Why not?
Cheers, Giblin. And there we go. So yeah, back over to Stoker.
Okay, so Stoker is going to pass the ball to Mash, hopefully. Yeah, successful.
Nails it.
Since you're going to win the momentum race anyway, Mash will make a 4-inch dodge. Sorry, not momentous dodge. To there. I will use my magical brew to remove the fire condition from me. So walk 4 inches up to here. Might as well sprint it. Get into about there. Not wanting to trigger, obviously this.
Yep.
It's about there. Staying engaged with Midas.
Yep.
Would you like to use your unpredictable?
Probably.
Sprinted.
You've not got a ball anymore, have you?
Oh no, sorry. Yeah. What am I doing?
Otherwise, you know, I might try and take it back off you. Yeah, I'll probably trigger his unpredictable. How much have you got on you?
1 left.
One left. Yeah, I'll trigger it.
Trigger.
You got a clone. No.
No. I'm just going to throw a Molotov at Mercury. Have some fire back.
Okay.
Yeah.
He gets
is
it.
on fire now.
Mercury's on fire. There we go. Not huge problems because I don't think he's going to. Mind you, do you get +1 damage against things burning or anything like that?
Yep.
Yep. Oh dear. Okay, so that's it. That is our table. That's how it's looking.
Mercury takes burning.
Mercury takes burning, which we'll put that condition.
Ridiculous notion.
We'll put that condition on now, and we'll move on to the next turn, on which I will get.
Yeah, you get it.
I'm going to get the initiative. It's the start of turn 3, a very cagey tactical game between the Great Giblin and myself. Let's see where the influence went. Well, of course, 4 over on Vitriol. Put 1 there on Calculus. Not sure whether that's the right thing to do or not. Nothing on Compound or Flask. 1 there on Mercury. He looks a little bit vulnerable at the moment, and trying to set up some fireworks here with Midas. Not necessarily because it is the long game right thing to do, but it might be entertaining. It might be entertaining. So we'll see whether he can do some magic here. In the meantime, nicely spread out amongst the Brewers, although they are not. They're quite bunched in. Just hoping that even if I lose someone here, if we can get that ball bouncing around, the Alchemists are going to have a much better chance of winning, because they're probably only going to win this game by scoring 3 goals. Let's face it. Let's face it. Okay, so what we're going to go into here is we are going to start things off with Midas. This is all measured. He needs to get 5 push dodges here, followed by a tackle, followed by a goal. That's what we're kind of trying to go for here. Okay, so he's going to spend his first one. And it's 3s and 2 on Stoker, correct?
It is, yeah.
3s on 2. So Gibbon's going to do all this for me. So here we go, 3s and 2. So there we go. And then another 2 come off. And sorry, scum. And that is going to be a momentous push dodge, which turns my momentum to 1. And we move 1 of the inches forward to there. Gives you a little bit of an idea what's going on. Obviously, I'll pull him with me. 2, 3, 4, yeah. Yep. So we're going to go again. Okay. What can we do? That one misses. 2 come off. And we're going to do it again.
2, 3 more.
Now, one of the reasons why you might not do this, one of the many reasons, is it probably is costing 1 influence too many. So we'll do another 1, which means that he's not going to be able to clone. He's going to be quite vulnerable here. And obviously, he's such a massive part of the Alchemist team. There we go. What do we get? Those 2 miss, and then 2 off. Momentous push dodge. He's such an integral part that if he goes down, it's not particularly great news. But of course, we want this to be entertaining for the channel. I'm going to go again. We spend another 1. That's 4. That's really good. So, yep, he gets 4. 1 more. 1 more to get himself round. Of course, we're doing all of this because Mash there has unpredictable movement. So there's no way of advancing in and getting that ball for 1-inch melee captain like Midas. So last one. Oh, that's well cocked. I've got it anyway. Yeah.
Oh no.
Just, yep, 3.
2 armor.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh,
Oh, it's fallen.
Oh god. So he's got 2 there on the last hurdle. So he got, what did he get? He got
He's done 4.
He's done 4 at the moment. He's got 4 momentum. Okay, so with that, he is going to have to do a heavy burden. Momentous heavy burden, which he...
So sad for him.
That's no good. That is terrible. So he's going to do that momentous heavy burden on... Who's going to be able to do some cool stuff? Probably on Stoker.
Stoker himself.
Yeah, Stoker himself. So momentous heavy burden now. We'll get that marker out. So that was pretty terrible. So here we go. He's going to do his last...
It's not,
oh, he's got 2 more,
it's an
hasn't he?
ultimate, yeah. We can get it and tackle.
Good stuff. So here we go. So we've got...
And then
2 off that. So 2. So momentous push dodge. So this time I guess we want Stoker to kind of move away, don't we, while we go in.
You dodge in.
Yep, just staying exactly an inch away. Not going to be too close. That's
Oh,
it.
Stoker.
And Stoker can do one.
Where do you want to go?
Let's keep him. No, let's go back this way, kind of. Maybe towards your team this way. That's the one. Good stuff.
So out of an inch, just for...
Yeah, out of that inch, just for benefit. So now I need to try and tackle.
Yep.
But then again, I'm engaging you at the moment, aren't I?
You are.
What do you knock down on for the purpose of running away?
Mash knocks down on 3 and he's tack 5.
He's tack 5.
You have 7 dice.
You have 7 dice, needing 5s.
You need to get 3 of them.
You need to get 3 of them. I could always pop up my metallic skin.
Make it 5s and 1.
Make it 5s and 1. So let's just see what we get here. Okay, let's see what we get. So 3s and 1 here.
Yep.
All of them by 1. That's a pretty good result. Okay, so he tackles on the 3. Does he tackle and then run? So he is going to. Yeah, I'm on 5 before. He should be on 6 now.
You missed one. Oh yeah, sorry, it was
yeah,
wasn't it?
So I'm on 6. So I am going to tackle the ball, spend a point to do my heroic play, +1 armour, and then I'm going to try and run away. I'm going to try my best to run away. Okay, so can we do this? So you've got 7 dice here.
Yep.
To stop me. So you need 5s, but I do have 1 armour. So let's see.
So 4 5s, easy mode.
Oh,
1, 2, 2, down to 1, which would be 1 damage.
1 damage. Okay, so we are going to do that 1 damage, but then Midas is going to get away with the ball.
Oh yeah, my tackle's on 2.
Yep. Good stuff. So we're going to do that move now. It wasn't exactly the wonderful fireworks that we wanted to show you, but it wasn't a million miles off, and it was fun. Yeah, so I'll do that now, and we'll come back after that. Finally, the Alchemists have the ball. Do have to be careful, but Mash hasn't got any influence on him, so that could be quite helpful. And of course, Stoker here has been heavy burdened, which is grim for him. So we are moving him up to this. Oh, sorry, Stoker. We're going to move him up to that position there, which was his 5 inches. Out the way, and that ends the activation. So we're up to 5 momentum, pretty good there, I suppose. I think that might have been the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think? So it might have been a bit gutsy, but as Jamie Giblin pointed out, even with the worst outcome, it wasn't really horrendous. So there we go, it's back to you. So here we go, it's the time to see what this captain here can do. It's a shame that my heavy burden wasn't in, because he's now going to charge him, making sure that he's engaging Compound along the way. So Compound does not get his counter charge here, which is a shame.
Some spent.
So you have spent 2 to do that, and you do have 2 left, but of course you do have your wonderful thing where you can add some stuff to this. I think that I'm going to spend... I'm going to spend a point of momentum just to try and sort of maybe save him a little bit to do defensive stats. So you need 5s here with 1 armour. What do you get?
1, 2, down to 1.
1, 2, down
so
to 1.
just 1 damage. We shall actually put mark target on him.
You put mark target on him, make him a little bit more vulnerable for the rest of the team. Not the mental stats, that's quite handy.
And another 1 to hit again. So
you're going to hit again.
5 dice.
So he's tack 6 normally, yeah.
Yep.
But of course Compound is engaging him, so you've got 5 here.
4s and 1.
4s and 1. Oh, that's just
3.
Goes down to 2.
Which is a momentous knockdown.
Ooh, so there we go.
Point, importantly, of momentum.
You have that point of momentum. So what are you going to do here?
Again, swing again.
I'm going to swing again.
So 3s and 1 this time.
3s and 1.
2 off, 1 misses with 3.
With 3.
We shall do a momentous push.
So momentous push.
Close.
He's bringing me away from Mercury.
We'll spend that momentum generated to put out 2 more influence on ourselves.
Yep.
Swing again.
Swing again, do some damage. 3s and 1. 4 hits that time.
3 momentous damage.
3 momentous damage. Which you're tracking, of course.
I'll track in a sec. Yeah, this is 3. And 1 last swing.
1 last swing.
Ooh.
Not great, so 1 that time.
1, so it should be 1 damage. So he takes 4 damage in total.
4 damage in total. Poor Mr. Mercury. Poor Mr. Mercury.
10 health left.
What shall he do to save himself? We shall see. We're going to come back with the Alchemists. So can we save Mercury? We shall see. He's got marked target on him, but he's going to spend a point of momentum. So he's going to go. I'm going to go down to 3 here to stand himself back up. stands himself up, and he's then just going to move his way around to where we placed that token there before, just to there, staying an inch away, and he is going to take a swing at Tapper. He's going to take a swing. So he's tap 4 normally, but it goes up to 5. Got his playbook here. Would you like to do anything?
No.
No, you're fine. You're like, yeah.
What's your push on? 1, 2, 3, 7. Yeah, I'll counter attack. Why not?
You can counter attack. Good stuff. Try and put him back on his bum. So let's see. We've got 5 dice here. We need 3s with 1 armor. Good roll. It's terrible roll. Bosh!
1 damage or tackle, both of which do nothing.
So I'm going to do 1 damage.
Down to 0 for tough eyes.
Unbelievable. So there we go. So terrible roll there for Mercury, but at least he's up for now. So you've got yours, -1 dice, of course. You attack 5, needing 4s and 1.
Oh, awful.
Oh
as well.
gosh, that was awful as well. So this was definitely the activation of the poor dice rolling, but that is going to put things back over to the Brewers.
Okay, so Spigot's next. He's going to spend an influence to tool up Hooper, and then 1 to sprint around to here, staying within 4, and then spend my last point of momentum to use Time's Called. Use a 4-inch aura, which gives all friendly models within 4 inches +2/+2 movement.
Oh dearie me, looking pretty good there. So with that, it's going to go back over to Team Alchemists. It's the turn of Flask. It's a very cagey game, and he's just going to move around behind these 2 guys here. It's 1.5 inches, isn't it, either side, so he's just going to pop up his smoke there, give those guys a little bit of cover, and throw things back over to the Brewers. Here we go, so Mash is just going to walk up here within 2, making sure it doesn't trigger unpredictable movement, but you are engaging Midas now, so could be a little bit worrying when the big boys come over to play. I think it's the time of Vitriol. So Vitriol is going to spend. She's going to spend. First of all, she's going to spend 1 to give herself some smoke cover, which is going to give her the extra movement. And she's then going to charge here, 2 inches away, making sure she's directly hiding behind that base there.
They can't hide behind bases, but yeah.
You know what I mean. Yeah. So she's going to go there, spending that 2 there to charge. So she's going to get attack 9 here, and she needs 5s.
Yes.
So 5s to hit. So lots of these would be good.
Oh.
That's loads. Wow.
Tons of
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
5. No, I think she got 5 on hers, but that's very, very good. 5 is actually a momentous 3 damage with a 2-inch dodge.
Nice. 3 damage, yeah.
3 damage, yeah. Momentous 3 damage and a 2-inch dodge. That's very, very cool. So I'm going to work out what I'm going to do with that dodge right away. Yeah, it's a bit risky, but it's a bit of fun. And I think otherwise, the way that this game's looking, it's probably going to be the first time ever on Hot Gates Gaming that we kind of time out, because we've probably not got a million miles until Jane's coming back from work. So yes, what she's going to do, she's going to use her dodge to actually just go up and get into base contact like that. I know it's a little bit close to Hooper and the like, but hey ho, let's just see what happens. So she's now going to hit him again, needing 5s. I did generate momentum for that, so I need to go up to 4, which is cool. And another one here would be nice. So let's see what happens. And I get 2. Which does mean I can do a momentous push dodge, which I'll do now, and I'm going to pull you back this way. So here we go, Hooper shenanigans, this is what I've been worried about.
Yeah, he's charging Mercury.
He's going to charge Mercury.
Mark targets, times
+2.
+2 on the charge, +4. So he's got a move of 11.
Move 11. Nothing I could have done to stop that, so I'm quite happy with that.
8, 9 to 11. I'm not going to enter your fiery aura though.
Whee! So you're going to stay outside.
Yep.
Now, of course, I am engaged, which means that Compound cannot do his counter charge. So you're up against the marked target now, and you have charged. That cost you 2. You had 4 on you, did you, or 2?
Just 2.
Oh, just 2. Okay, so
10 dice goes +1 for friend.
Yep.
Mark smokes up, so back down. So friend's counter round.
Here we go. So what do you get with this charge? 4s and 1. It's a wonderful roll. And take 1 away. So you get 6 there.
Hooray, a wrap.
So which is a wrap, which is what you really want.
We are going to take 3 momentous damage, which is up to 4 because I've tooled up. So 4 momentous damage and a momentous push. So 2 momentum generated.
Wonderful. So 2 momentum generated there, putting you back in the game. And you of course have. Is that it?
That's him done.
that's him done. So Mercury's a bit wounded here.
Yep, he is on 6 health remaining.
He's on 6 health remaining at the moment, so not ideal for him. So it is going to go back over to, you know who? It's the Alchemists. Here we go. So what I'm going to do now is actually just go and crowd out really. Compound's just going to move up, and he's going to go and he's going to get into base contact there, so that he's engaging those 2 guys. Probably just coming round this way just a touch, methinks. And then you're up to 2 at the moment. You're up to 2. Yeah, I'm going to be fine. I'm not going to use that to heal. Makes sense. You kill him anyway. Just a bit easier and maybe something else as well. Okay, so with that, it's going to go back over to the Brewers. The Stoker's going to turn around now, he's going to spin himself round, and he's going to be like, right, let's do this. So he's got his mighty 2-inch sprint.
Oh, 4 inches because of time's cold.
Oh yeah.
I'll get to here.
So he's going to go a little bit closer, and he is of course going to fire some fire.
Yep, I've only got 1 dice anyway, so I can't get dropped to 0, so...
Can't get dropped to 0, and you need a 5+.
5+? No.
Unlucky. And that is, you've got scum left, haven't you?
Scum left.
You've got scum left, and I of course have
Your
calculus.
mascot for this game.
My mascot? I've already moved.
I'm saying calculus has done nothing, so she's your mascot.
She has done nothing, but that will change, I promise you. She's awesome. And next up it is calculus, of course, and she's just going to spend 1, and she's just going to be running over into this area on the wing, looking out across the pitch. At this point, Scum is just going to Shadow Like. He of course still remains engaged, but you are going to use a point of momentum to heal, and that takes you fully clear again. Yep. There we go. This is our pitch, everyone. This is how it's looking as we go into turn number 4.
I don't know.
I think it's turn number 4. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, so turn number 4. And no VPs on the table yet. Yet. Okay, so you do have a chance here.
Oh!
No, you don't.
Draw it.
You can draw it.
No. Yes, we can draw it.
We can draw it.
You have 1.
No. So it is, of course, going to go to the Alchemists. Okay, wow, so this is how we're going to have to do this because of Mash's unpredictable movement, which I am very aware of. I am now! Okay, so I am going to, first of all, I'm going to pop up my legendary, and then I am going to do the true replication of Super Shot. True replication costs 5, doesn't it?
Yes, it is.
So it costs 5. So I'm true replicating him now. I have to roll 5 dice to do this.
Yes, you're 3 highest. He's got super shot.
So he's got Super Shot. Okay, so
3 momentum.
and he's got 3 momentum. 3 momentum? Oh, only after my actions. Yeah. Okay, so he's got 1 momentum point for doing that, and now he's going to walk. He is having to stay
Yep.
within your engagement.
Which triggers unpredictable.
It triggers unpredictable there.
So I'm probably just going to bounce. I can't get in front of you or block the shot, so I'm just going to come back to out.
Here. So you're going to stay engaging me there.
Yeah, so you lose a dice. But
So I'll lose my dice there. Okay, I'm then going to spend 1 to put Super Shot, which takes me up to 2 because of my legendary. And then I'm going to take my shot.
Yeah, willing to. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, okay, so take my shot. So I would be up to 4, but of course
You're engaged.
I'm engaged. I'm going to spend 1 to bonus time because it's important, which means I stay down on 2.
0. Oh yeah, no.
2, yeah, because I've generated 3 so far.
3.
Okay, so maybe not the most efficient way to score a goal, but it gets this game going. Here we go. So 4 pluses. He scores. Not rolling like Giblin at the weekend.
Hey.
There we go. So Midas did manage to get his goal, and of course Jamie is going to work out where to bounce that ball out to now. So Jamie's going to be bouncing the ball out, and he's bouncing it back out this way. So it's going to go in the 3, and it's going to go 6 inches in the 3. So it's going quite a long way up there. Oh, hello. That's interesting. And there we go. It's going to snap to Hooper, which is going to put things back over to the Brewers.
Okay, so Tapper's going to go first. He's going to spend a point of influence to attack Mercury. +1 from Hooper, -1 from Calculus. From Compound, sorry.
Certainly does. So, what's he
Fours
going to
and
do?
1.
4 and 1, so he gets 3 hits.
Should be a momentous knockdown.
So he's going to knock him down. I think Mercury's going down this time.
So do I, hopefully. Swinging again. Needing 3s and 1 this time.
3s and 1.
Oh, the rolls like that is now. That will be 2 damage, so he's down to 4 health.
Down to 4 health.
Swinging again.
And he gets 3 again.
So 2 more damage.
2 more damage, so he's down to 2 now.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to swing again.
Swing again for the last one, for now.
For now.
2, 1, so 2 damage, takes him out, generates a point of momentum, which I'll spend to give myself
Or Jake's.
all Jake's.
So of course, Mercury is going to disappear off the pitch. So currently 4-2. Not for long.
Then I'll swing at compound.
Swinging at compound.
So 7 dice, because I get +1 from Hooper.
Certainly does.
We trigger Gluttonous Mass.
Gluttonous Mass is now triggered.
1 more swing.
And 1 more swing. 3s and 1, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Hey.
Oh, that's a good roll.
5 and a wrap.
4, 5 and a wrap. So you are going to
I shall put up Commanding Aura.
put on Commanding Aura. So this is +2 tack, +1 damage.
+1 tack, +1 damage.
+1 tack, +1 damage. Oh dear.
And with the 1, we shall do 1 damage to compound.
And do 1 damage, which becomes 2, does it?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
It all happens simultaneously.
There we go. So 1 damage on compound there, and that is Monsieur Tapper doing his thing. So Mercury is now down and out. Not looking particularly good down there for those alchemists, but let's see what the rest of them can do. Yeah, this could be quite bad for these alchemists back here. So Flask is going to move around. Yeah, he's going to move around here, and he's going to pop smoke on himself, just like so, to give himself a little bit of cover, and it's back over to the Brewers. Next up we've got Stoker. Stoker is going to be charging against Vitriol. Costs 2, and he's going to charge in like so into that position. Now what does he knock down and do?
He knocks down on 3.
He knocks down on 3 and you attack?
9 currently.
Attack 9 currently. So I'm going to spend a point on momentum to do a defensive stance.
So 6s.
So needing 6s.
1, which will be a 2-inch momentous push.
So 2-inch momentous push.
I'm going to bring you to both of our engagements. It has to be in a straight line, so yeah, just
There we go. So that was Stoker. So things are going back over to the Alchemists. And at this point, Compound is just going to move a little bit, and he's just going to move, staying engaged, staying in the 2 inches, like so. Just into that position there. So that's Compound. So back to Brewers. So it's time for Mash. Mash has got 1, and Mash is going to spend his 1 to hit Midas. So hitting Midas, you got 3. That's pretty good.
momentous knockdown.
Momentous knockdown makes absolute sense. So Midas is now on his bum and maybe a little bit more vulnerable. Ooh, dearie me.
4 over to here.
And you're going to move around there, keeping him engaged. Okay, so Vitriol is just going to do a smoke bomb for 1 as well, just centered around where she is. Move around, take a parting blow from the cat.
Yep.
To get you into that position there. So the cat, needing 5s.
Gets 2.
Gets 2.
Which is 2 damage.
2 damage. So Vitriol is going to take 2 damage. Which I think is okay, I suppose. She's then going to spend 1 to start hitting on our man now. She gets +2 tack, which of course technically +1 tack, she's now in cover. She gets tack 6 here, and it is 3s with 2 armour. +1 damage of course to these, so let's see what we get. So 2 come off, and then 2 come off there. So that's 2. And let's have a little look. Where is she? Vitriol. So Vitriol is there to... It's got to be more about momentum, to be honest, at this point. I could do 3 damage, 9 damage in total.
Just half his health.
Half his health. So I could take him out next time, I suppose. And you're going to win the momentum battle regardless, I think, because I can only go up to 4, and you can go up
Many.
by at least another 4 or 5. So I think that you're probably going to win that. So I'm going to do 2 damage, which goes to 3, and I'm going to choose to hit you again. So a little bit of the inner thinkings there, perhaps. Okay, so she's going to go again. She gets that, and then 2. So she's going to do 2 damage. And she's going to spend her last 1. Yeah, again. It's a terrible roll. Plus 2 and another 2 damage there, which takes you to
11.
You're on 11 health there, and that is Vitriol done. So back over to the Brewers. Next up it's Spigot, and Spigot's just going to be running up to that position there, and he is going to be tooling up Hooper. There we go, making him look nice and dangerous. So with that, back over to the Alchemists. So next up, we've got Calculus. Was considering maybe doing the blind over there, but really you want to keep her out of the way. You should go 10. You should go to 10 VPs really next turn, I think. But she's just going to trundle over to that point there, and she's just going to throw over her Noxious Blast, which costs 2. Now she does still have to roll to hit. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so it costs 2. So we're going to start off on the cat.
Cat 5s.
Any 5s, which we get.
So 2 damage and poison.
So 2 damage and poison on the cats, which is good news. And they're needing 3s.
And Stoker. Takes 2
And
damage.
So 2 damage and poison. So pretty handy actually. That's worked out quite well. And that is going to end her activation. So things.
It's just Brewers now, isn't it?
It's just Brewers.
Okay, so I'm going to start with my cat.
So starting off with the cat over here.
It's going to shed like 2 inches out.
Staying away.
Use a momentum to get rid of poison, and then another 2 to get rid of his poison.
So using all of the momentum.
And then 6 inches.
And 6 inches off that way. So the cat is off.
And over to Tapper. Hoop.
So we're going over to Hooper here.
He's going to walk into closer range.
So he's walking into that closer range of Compound, the big guy. Now, of course, Gluttonous Mass has already been triggered.
Yep, spend 1 to hit.
And you're going to spend 1 to hit. So it's 3s and 1.
So he's 5 basic, plus 1 for Tapper, plus 1 for Commanding Aura.
Plus 1 for Commanding Order. So here we go.
Using 1. We shall take
4 hits.
Momentous knockdown.
So he's now on his bum. Now, do you get plus 1 damage against things that are knocked down?
Plus 1 damage against things that are knocked down. I'm going to
stuff.
spend that momentum to use True Grit to give myself plus 2 tack.
Plus 2 attack. Wow, very nice.
So 5 basic, plus 2 for True Grit, plus 1 for Tapper, plus 1 for Commanding Aura.
Lovely stuff. So here we go.
2s and 1.
2s and 1. All hit minus 1.
Minus 1. So
you get a nice wraps here.
5 and 3. So this will be 3 momentous damage, which goes up to 4 for Tooled Up to 5 for Commanding Aura, and up to 6 because he's knocked down.
Wow, 6 damage. So a huge chunk there, absolutely
4,
huge chunk.
5, 6, and on the wrap, Hooper shall do 2 non-momentous, which goes up to 5.
2, which goes up to 5. Isn't that incredible?
3,
And very scary.
4, 5.
So should kill him here.
So 1 momentum generated, and again.
Are you doing it again?
So we took off 1 for armor. 2s and 1.
Here we go. 2s and 1.
1, 1.
1, 1.
And 2 off. I think
armor.
it's enough. Yeah, I've taken 1 off for armor, yeah.
So there we go.
5 and 2.
That should do exactly the same.
Yeah, so 3 becomes 6 and 2 becomes 5, which is 11, which kills him off. Generates me 1 point of momentum and another 1 for killing him.
That is how to take a big guy out of the game.
However, he does have some sort of explosion when he dies.
Oh, he does, yeah. He's got some kind of noxious...
So he's in base with him.
He was in base with them.
Noxious Death. When this model suffers a taken out condition during the activation phase, all other models within the pulse suffer 3 damage and the poison condition.
Oh, wow.
So
that's 3 damage.
yeah, so Flask takes 3 and poisoned.
Yep.
And these guys take 2 because they're tough hided, but they're both poisoned.
Wow. There we go. So he is now taken out. He's done a little bit on the way out, but that's not really what we're after. Anyway, and I think that is it, isn't it? That is it. So really going to be very, very interesting here to see who is going to get what. I don't think you're particularly interested in scoring goals here.
Kill him!
Kill him.
Kill him!
Kill him. So yeah, let's see how the start of this next turn turns out. I have had a phone call from my wife, which means that we're probably going to have to wrap up. So we're going to have a little chat, see what we think is going to happen, and see if it's worth going for another, even a couple of activations. So one of the things about Guild Ball is that nothing is ever irretrievable, but you know, when you can get to a certain kind of level, perhaps, you can kind of try and read the way that a game might possibly go. As long as you know some certain things, which are who is going to go first next turn. So before Jamie and I sit down and see which way this game might go and whether it's worth running a couple of activations, see if there are any sort of big, oh, this will definitely happen, or this might happen, or this is going to rely on this, we're going to actually roll. So at the moment you're on +2 to me. You've got 3 momentum. Oh, it's cocked, but it was a 6.
4, 6.
6.
So you need 6 to draw it.
I need a 5 to draw.
A 6. Because I'm on 7.
Oh, have I missed that? Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm +2. You're on
+2.
0.
That's right.
Yeah.
So here we go. No.
So I go first.
So you would go first. So we're going to have a little look, we'll theorise it, and then if we decide not to carry on playing, we'll explain to you why, what will be going on next. So at this point, Jamie and I think we're probably going to call this game for a variety of reasons, but we have just theorised the way that we think that it's going to go. Now really this massively comes down to the fact that Jamie has the ball up this end, okay, and probably isn't going to shoot
until it's worthwhile.
Until it's worthwhile. He would probably go on to win this game 10-4.
Yeah, or close. Or 10-6.
10-4, maybe 6 if I can manage to get the kill. So Jamie would go first, and when he goes first, he's going to be generating some momentum over here.
Stoker's 4 to generate momentum, heal himself up, because Vitriol can only ever do against Stoker 12 damage in a turn.
Exactly, so she would then be unable to get him, but she would have to probably go next because Midas isn't really going to be doing anything until he's got some momentum, and the only other person who's going to be capable of generating some momentum here might be Calculus, but she's not going to be doing that. So then she would go, she would generate some momentum, maybe do some push dodges and stuff, maybe try and get him a little bit closer towards Midas, maybe, but then it's going to go back over to the Brewers. Spigot move up there.
Bring his football legend close to the goal.
Closer to the goal. So
also away from Midas.
Exactly, yeah. Now at this point I would probably try and run with
Flask.
With Flask, would move about 5 inches this way, or as far away as he possibly can, but I don't think that would allow him to get far enough away, we can see.
Potentially.
So he'll move up there.
Something that could be done is he might move to here, use the momentum generated to do times called so everyone gets +2.
Yeah, which would make sense if, you know,
and I've also got Calculus as an option as well.
That you certainly do have Calculus as an option. So we think that you probably get that other takeout.
Just going to take it to 6.
Take it to 6 and probably score right at the end of that turn, maybe.
Likely go first next turn, and somebody would get murdered.
Somebody will get murdered at that point. So that's how we think the game is going to go. It's been an absolutely fantastic game. Thank you very much, Mr. Giblin.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Really, really good fun. He smashed me again. But really good, interesting KG game from the start. So we are going to go to our post-match report. Welcome to the post-match breakdown, and wow, it was a victory to the Brewers, we think.
The umpires gave it.
The umpires gave that decision. I mean, the game probably would have timed
Umpires
out.
Guild.
It probably would have timed out in a, I mean, we've not been playing for ages, but in a kind of tournament play, you can see a situation where one team sort of, probably the Alchemists would probably be looking to stall that and then maybe try and nick the game, and maybe not try and get the 12 goals.
12 goals.
12 goals to 12
VPs.
12 VPs. Because really, quite a good early game at stopping you from getting close.
Yes,
shutting you down. And it was only really when they sort of made those more gutsy moves to try and score the goals and do those kind of things to make it a bit more entertaining, that of course then open you up for the freight train coming straight down the middle, because that's what happened at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, Tapper and Hooper, when they got going, and sort of Tapper did 22 damage from 2 influence. Do that, Butchers.
Yeah, but Butchers can't do that. Butchers can't do that. That was incredible. It took Compound down like that. Absolutely no problem at all. Yeah, I mean, you might watch this and think, oh, that's not, I want to see the end of the game.
Yeah.
But I think usually you can kind of see the end of the game when you get to that kind of point regardless. So when you look at that game, is there anything that you think I should have done differently, that you would have done differently, when you think about?
No, I think
you
did very well keeping Midas alive and obviously momentum generation. I think for me, maybe just being a bit more aggressive on the turn 1, like sticking it on mash earlier, accepting you'd go first, or getting further up the pitch so I could get into you a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I think once you were in that huddle, I think I've made a little bit of a mistake with sort of how far apart Mercury and Compound was. Really, you want to make sure that you're not able to engage Compound while you charge. Exactly. Yeah. So I need to be a little bit more conscious of that as I go forward into this series. But then once you were in that, because I was never going to be wasting momentum. Influence putting in that group, really, because that's really needed elsewhere for generating momentum. Although there was a really cool bit where I'll put a little bit of an outtake at the end.
Clip at the end for it, yeah.
First person to do it. So, and I was distraught. Yeah. So you did a very clever bit of play, putting 2-inch mash, engaging
Midas with the ball.
Midas, who had the ball, knowing that I was going to go first. then proceeded to let me get all the templates out, the influence talk through it. We both talked about it. We talked about what
how many push dodges,
how many push dodges. You were there. You were measuring with me. We turned the camera on, and he went, "Yeah, unpredictable movement, mate." And I felt like someone had slit my throat. Of course, we didn't keep that in, because that's well bad. But it was a very clever play because it meant that I wasn't able to generate as much momentum from doing that move, and kind of had committed to having that in my mind, and that's what I was going to do. So in a tournament play, I would have been in a very bad position there, because
you couldn't have moved further. You'd just be throwing, or maybe I'd use my legendary now and just start throwing things out.
Yeah.
Just to get that momentum from the legendary.
But that would have been such a waste, and really that's kind of like a game-changing kind of point in tournament play, so hopefully doing that here I won't make that mistake again. So it was a great game. Thank you very much for coming to Laboratory Longball.
You're welcome.
It's been very, very, very good fun, and we hope you guys enjoyed it and enjoyed all, being here and smoking
the fans
and all those kind of things. So guys, remember, if you are enjoying the Guild Ball content, make sure that you get yourself in the links in the video description below, because that's how you can support this content through Patreon. We really do appreciate it. We've had a good game, haven't we, Giblin?
We have indeed.
Had a good one. I hope you guys out there have a good game of Guild Ball 2. We look forward to seeing you in the next edition of Laboratory Longball. So, of course, putting my influence down, I put 4 on Vitriol. Well worth it. 7 on Midas. Nothing on the gang back at the goal. They look pretty vulnerable. Stuff is going to die. And then 2 over here on Calculus. 2 on Calculus, which I might not normally do. So we are going to kick things off here. You can see that these guys with the Brewers, they mean business. They're going to kill stuff. Let's face it, some things are getting deleted over there. But let's try and score this goal. Okay, so Jamie's going to help me with this because we've already measured this out, and I don't want to do what I did in the first one, where I suddenly can't work out why I got parting blowed when I was doing the calculating. I didn't get parting blowed. So I'm going to move an inch away to there, nice and close to where I am there.
Unpredictable movement.
Oh, you scumbag! You are a scumbag. We've just been working all that out together.
But you knew start of game.
That is unbelievable behaviour from Giblin.
I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
That is unbelievable. You're a you are. You wait until I put that camera on.
Yeah.
This is you.